and welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Today I have a fun project using the new Neat and Tangled October release. Plus we have a giveaway over on the blog that Neat and Tangled have given me as part of our almost 10,000 subscribers event. So do hop on over after this video to check that out. All your links are in the description or at hedgehoghollow.co.uk. And today's project is this multicolour fun snow for a modern effect Christmas card. You could use it for the holidays or for other occasions of course as well. We have this great on-trend Yeti, plus we're going to be doing some heat embossing in the side as well. So let's get started. So I've been so excited to work with these new supplies from Neat and Tangled. I'm going to be using their new die plate of small falling snowballs, or you could do it the other way up and have bubbles floating up, so there's lots of options there. I'm also going to be using Get Yeti with the lovely Yeti here and the Yeti or Not. It's Christmas time again. I'm going to put inside of my card. And I'm going to be working with some glitter paper. I also have a piece of Lawn Fawn cardstock in the Peacock and in the Raspberry, and I've already applied some Elizabeth Craft Design adhesive to the back, and I'm going to cut both of these out using my Vagabond. Now Neat and Tangled have also given us a fantastic giveaway to go alongside this project, so do check out the blog post linked under the video for that giveaway as well. I'm just cutting these out to the side using my Sizzix Vagabond. So we'll run it through. And just for convenience, I'm going to run it back. Now with these, similar to a card I made a couple of weeks ago that you'll see linked in the top right hand corner, you can also make 3 cards at once. You can layer all these different pieces that you're going to get with these bubbles. I'm going to try and keep them inside the die plate there. And you can layer the pink inside the blue and some of the glitters inside the blues. You can layer them in all sorts of different ways. So use them for versatile backgrounds. Things that I have left over I'll often put back in the envelopes like this. And then when I come to use the die again, it's really easy to be able to just grab some pre-cut items out of there as well. So this is our blue, like so. And I'm going to use my craft pick just to poke those 2 out that I've got stuck. So there's one here and one over here. And I'm just going to layer those on top, like so, very carefully. Oh. And then finally I'm going to cut it out on my glitter paper as well. And this is going to form the base of my card. I haven't popped any adhesive on this one because I don't particularly need it. But you could do it on all 3 if you found that way easier. I like the Elizabeth Craft adhesive. It's super strong. It's really easy to die cut because it's very thin and fine. And I also find it's really easy to get that backing off, which some I do find a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to now take my white piece. And I've got all these dots that you can either keep, or just for this one I'm going to pop them in my trash can just to the side of my workspace here. Like so. And then I'm also going to use my die brush to remove all these pieces, and you'll see me layer these ones in. I'm going to pop this clear piece onto just a piece of plain white card front size cardstock, just to make that process a little bit easier too. So here we have our finished panel. I think it looks so pretty with that pink and blue snow. I just love that fun accent on there. And you can use more traditional colours. You could use glitter cardstock. You could use all sorts of different options in there as well. I've also, you saw, stamped out my Yeti or Not using my Favourite Things Hybrid Black because I want to use some Copics in here, and it's just my ink of preference. I like the fact that I don't have to worry about other colours or other mediums. If I wanted to now add some watercolor as well as my Copics, I could do that too. And I'm just adding some little pink details here just to tie in with the pink that's in our base piece, just on my little Yeti or Not there. And I've grabbed a couple of shades of cool greys. I've got C00, C1 and C4 to go over my Yeti with. And I'm going to start with my lightest shade, that's C00. And I'm just going to shade him all over using that. I just want to add little bits of highlights. I want him to feel nice and cool, like he's in his natural habitat here in those snowy falls here. And this is a nice shade of grey. It's a nice cool grey, so it feels nice and cold, like you're in an icy environment. It also just adds a little bit of tone without adding too much colour. I'm going to take that C1 and just add some extra shading in here. Anywhere where there might be a little bit of a shadow. Around his ears. Tufts in here. I'm also going to use a little bit more of that pink, that RV00. Firstly, I want some nice rosy cheeks, some extra pink details in his ear there. I'm going to use that darker C4 on his teeth and on his nose. And I do have a little bit of a toner grey in here. So again, you'll see how light that shade is. This is T0. I'm just going to add that around his face. And then I'm going to go back in with that C1. Just adding a few more bits and pieces. Again, you can take that lighter C and blend those out too. The more layers you add of a lighter colour, the darker it will get. Like so. Plus I'm going to use that toner a little bit darker in here with some of that C4. There's no reason you can't mix your different greys together. So if you had alternate numbers in different tones and things, you can do that as well. So there are our two characters. I'm going to die cut these out. And I have a very well loved matte in my Big Shot. I think it's almost time to change out, but it's still got some life left in it. So when you get the Neat and Tangled dies, they come in a piece like this. You can either just give them a wiggle, like this, which works perfectly, or you can use your mini wire cutters. Which I have in here, particularly for these central ones here. I'll link these up. These are a really nice pair. They're nice and small to snip in these smaller bonds here, which means we can get these pieces out. There's one there. There we go. And we'll grab our Yeti off of here. Now I usually stick things down when I want to die cut in a precision using some Tamiya tape. It doesn't tear and it comes off nice and easily afterwards. So you want to line it up that you can see the outline of your Yeti through your die. Same with your little flag sign here. Like so.
Do you want to use the interview where you're both in it at all?
No. So here we have our finished coloured in people, and they're going to sit on here gorgeously like this in just a moment. First of all, I want to do my card base. So I have a piece of half 8.5 by 11 desert sand from Neenah, and I'm going to stamp on the inside first of all. Let's grab this here, put this inside my Misti, and we want our It's Christmas Time Again stamp. And we can pop that down on here. Plus I'm going to grab my Misti corner here, which you'll see me use a lot. And the great thing about these, you can see here how I'm moving my sentiment around, and it will make sure that it's nice and straight. You can also use these in your Tim Holtz platforms. You can use them in any stamp platform. So I'm going to pick up my sentiment, and then I'm going to move my Misti corner out of the way. Again, I can just make sure. You can also use the guidelines on the back of any of your stamp platforms just to make sure it's also in the right place. I'm going to put some embossing buddy in here. I'm going to use my VersaMark to stamp out my sentiment. Like so. And I want the white embossing powder. This is a Ranger Superfine White, perfect for sentiments. And I'm going to use my Wagner heat tool. You'll see I dry the back as well. That just straightens out my cardstock a little bit more. And we'll grab that bone folder. And now we're ready to do our assembly. So first of all, you'll have seen I trimmed this piece down, and the reason I use the craft background is I just think it pops a little bit more on the background there. I'm going to use my big roll of foam tape on here. Let's find an end. Grab a pair of scissors. I tend to cut a long strip, and then I cut my pieces down here, and any excess I just stick on the edge here. That seems to work really well. It's still sticky and it keeps it close to hand. So now I'm going to stick this down. So I've got a nice little border around there. Now we can add our Yeti on. Again, I'm going to use some foam tape on him or her. And the same on the Yeti or not. I'm going to cut just a couple of slim pieces to go on the back here like this. So, and I'm also going to put this a little bit of an angle. So, Yeti or not, it's Christmas time again. Thank you so much for joining me here today with a Neat and Tangled project. Do check out the blog post with all of these pictures that you can pin on there, as well as the giveaway that Neat and Tangled have given me. I hope to see you again very soon. Do click those subscribe buttons and check out the other videos I have linked on your screen, and I'll see you again very soon. Happy stamping. Bye.